This is a Ukraine Insider update and live Q&A on the coronavirus pandemic from Ukraine. The coronavirus pandemic has reached every corner of the globe. It's spreading at an exponential rate, and the World Health Organization fears it's out of control. To date, there is no cure, and experts fear a vaccine could be as far off as 1 year away. People are dying, mass panic has set in. Even Costco can't keep toilet paper stocked, and many are asking, where can I go escape this scary virus? Where is a safe place? Can you believe it is Ukraine? Well, I'll tell you more on that in just a few minutes. First, I'm sure you guys have heard about the travel ban from European countries to the US. Let's take a look at this short clip from BBC.
President Trump has announced a ban on travel from European countries caught up in the outbreak, but not Britain nor the Republic of Ireland. The ban covers all countries within the Schengen zone, the group of 26 European nations with no border controls between them. It will last for 30 days.
But Trump and the media sure did a shitty job on conveying to the public that Ukraine is not in the EU and so it's not included in the travel ban. Also, the travel ban does not apply to US citizens, green card holders and their families. Now, back to why Ukraine is one of the safest countries now. Did you know that Ukraine is one of the least affected countries with coronavirus cases in the world? That's right. Until last week, there were actually no coronavirus cases at all. And as of today, there are only 3 confirmed cases in Ukraine. The fact is, Ukraine is one of only 26 countries with 3 or less even cases of coronavirus. Even though there are only 3 cases, the Ukrainian government is moving aggressively to contain it. Schools have closed, large gatherings are banned, and starting tomorrow, guys, the entire country of Ukraine is basically under quarantine. That is, all foreigners will be banned from entering the country for 2 weeks, from midnight tomorrow, March 16th, to March 29th. And many think that since President Zelensky is taking a headliner position, that quarantine period will be extended.
Сьогодні вирішено наступне. Перше. Ми закриваємо кордон для іноземців. Будуть закриті прикордонні пункти пропуску для пасажирського сполучення. 2 тижні, починаючи з 00 годин першої хвилини, з 16 березня 2020 року, іноземні громадяни не зможуть потрапити на територію України. Ні літаком, ні поїздом, ні автомобілем, ні будь-якими іншими засобами.
And here is an example, guys, from our Australian client. He just had his visa revoked by the Australian government. And it clearly says here that they won't accept application even for visas to Ukraine until at least early April. So it looks like Ukraine is off limits for Australians at least until April as well. So actually, what does that mean for you? Well, for one thing, it means that once the borders open up again, you can visit one of the safest countries in the world when it comes to the coronavirus. It means that if you are looking for a beautiful wife in Ukraine, you can come to Ukraine and rest assured you are safe. Now, you're ready for some good news? I mean, some really good news. Imagine if while Ukraine is closed, you can still pursue your dream of finding a beautiful family-oriented wife in Ukraine. Well, I guess what? Guess what? And now you can.
Have you been searching for a beautiful wife? Do you dream of meeting the perfect woman, but haven't found her? Well, imagine if there was a simple way this could all change for you. Imagine if there was a Canadian marriage agency that would introduce you to as many beautiful women as it takes. until you find the one. Ukraine, a lost world of beautiful traditional women. At last, a place where you can find the beautiful wife you have always dreamed of. Every Ukrainian woman dreams of having a happy family. Now you can have a traditional beautiful wife from Ukraine, creating happy family memories forever. So what are you waiting for? Register right now and Skype our beautiful ladies completely free. So what makes us different, you might ask? Why not ask Google simply by searching Match Guarantee Reviews?
So guys, tomorrow at 10 a.m. Eastern Time, our coach Anna is going to share Match Guarantee's new product to help you guys to meet and fast-track your relationship with one of the 1,500 beautiful Ukrainian women in their database. And the best part is you can start right now by talking with your lady on Skype, WhatsApp, telephone, so the Ukraine travel ban will not stop you from finding the right lady for you right now. So, hello guys, nice to meet all of you, and thanks for joining me today at this globally scary time, okay, when the world isn't just in panic, and I appreciate you being with me today. Please don't forget to give me your likes, as always, under this video, because I see some of you already put a couple of dislikes even before the video started, so that's okay. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel if you are still not, and you know how to do it. Just simply clicking the subscribe button in the lower right of the screen. I want to remind you our usual schedule. We meet with you every Saturday, 10 a.m. Eastern Time, and I want to announce you that the next Saturday will be topic 5 types of men Ukrainian women want, actually. And I think maybe that topic seems to you to be quite understandable and clear and obvious, but still, I think some of you had hard times in finding proper women in Ukraine, and sometimes you are angry, even upset, frustrated, you complaining that Ukrainian women are not sincere, not honest. So I guess that's the right time maybe for some of you to decide, to make a final decision, if the Ukrainian woman actually is a good match, if she really fits you, and if you, in your turn, can meet her criteria. I mean, if we are talking about appropriate, good Ukrainian women, trustworthy one. Okay? So, guys, this happened. The World Health Organization announced the pandemic of coronavirus in the world. Well, let's talk today about this crucial event from which almost all the countries suffer now. The situation is quite serious and dramatic, as you see. It influences all spheres of people's life now, and of course, it will have quite serious consequences for everyone. I guess you heard already that some European countries like Poland, Germany, Czech Republic, Slovenia, Denmark, and some others already closed their borders, and foreigners are not accepted anymore, at least for next 2 weeks. So the worst situation is in Italy. As you know, there are more than 10,000 sick people now, and more than 631 persons died. The humanity has something to think about seriously. There are few versions of spreading coronavirus now. Some tell it's the redistribution and division of finances and power on the international level. Some tell it was made specially to reduce the China or even all the Earth population, and it was created artificially as a biological weapon. Some that is just Lord's punishment for humanity for its tremendously demolishing actions towards nature and each other. God knows what actually the real reason in this dreadful virus. We simple people can only follow the news, be careful, be patient, and stay cheerful, right? So anyway, guys, we have to deal with it somehow and to survive by any means. So please, no dramas, no panic, no exaggerations, and no overreacting. That's not the end of the world, and everything gonna end soon. I believe in that. You know, humanity survived a few quite serious epidemics like SARS, Ebola, swine flu, famous as H1N1, atypical pneumonia, avian flu. All these very contagious and awful diseases took thousands of lives all over the world. But humanity managed. We managed to fight, to win, to recover, and to survive. By the way, for now, in Kiev, only in Kiev, there are more than 9,000 sick people. Around 300 people were hospitalized, and actually, I'm sorry, no, I'm mistaken. In Kiev now, more than 9,000 ill people who have seasonal virus infection, and among them 5,000 adults, around 300 were hospitalized. Sorry for that confusion. In the period from September 30th up to the middle of January, 6.2% of Ukrainian population suffered from seasonal flu. 67,000 people were hospitalized. Around 80% of them were just kids under the age of 17. During the last flu season, 5.5 million of Ukrainians were sick, and 64 lethal cases, including 12 kids, unfortunately, under the age of 17, were registered. So why not to make quarantine just because of these numbers? Why does nobody talk about this? I guess these numbers are absolutely tremendous too, but everybody's attention is just reverted to coronavirus. So guys, I'm not going to overload you today with lots of scary numbers and describe to you details of the virus, the ways of spreading, and the biological points and issues, about the size of its cells. I think they are heavy, they are of the quite big size. And I think you watch different resources, you read, and already know all main and the most important facts. Let me just describe you the situation in Ukraine as it is here now. Well, since March 12th, the Ukrainian government entered the quarantine in Kyiv and all over Ukraine. All limitations are valid till April 3rd. So far, all sport and entertainment events are cancelled. Zones of entertainment in shopping malls are closed too. Also, film shows, concerts, exhibitions are under prohibition. All kindergartens, schools, colleges and universities stop their functioning so far, and all the studying will be held online remotely via Viber, Telegram or Skype. Any mass events can be held only in case not more than 60 people participate in it, and every participant will have fever screening. Should be like this. Also, Ukraine closes 170 crossing border points, so from 290, which we actually have, will be open only 49, the smallest, okay? So what's the condition actually today? There are almost 134,000 got coronavirus all around the world totally, Around 4,000 people died already, as you know, and more than 70,000 people recovered already. So 93% of ill people are from China, Italy, South Korea, Spain and Iran. Then follow France, Germany and USA. There are more than 120 countries and territories which are affected by this disease. There are 3 officially registered cases of coronavirus here in Ukraine. 2 men who is from Chernovtsi, located in the western Ukraine. Okay, the one guy was in Italy and he spent 1 month vacation with his daughter there, and another guy traveled with his wife who came from Italy after 2 weeks visit there. And one more elder woman from Zhytomyr. She is 71 years old who came from Poland, and she was actually 71 years old, so that is the risky age group, as you know. By the way, the woman attended the church in Radomysl and kissed the icons, but before there was a group of Italians there, so very unlucky coincidence, unfortunately. So, unfortunately, this woman died yesterday, so we got the first death case in Ukraine. Sorry. This woman was contacting at least 22 people And all these 22 people now are under control of doctors. They are isolated and get some symptomatic treatment if needed, okay? So the main infectious specialist of Ukraine is sure that in reality, probably, we have much more ill people here than just those 3 official cases. But we just don't have enough test systems, and all light forms of coronavirus are related just to flu or atypical pneumonia, just to seasonal quarter flu. So we hope quarantine measures will help us, if at least not to stop, but to prevent spreading it. But now Ukraine doctors are aware what they are dealing with, so they are educated, they know what they do. If we got it 1 month ago, that would be a bigger problem. At the same time, some politicians claim that there was no need to enter actually the quarantine in Ukraine, and we need just to use more preventive measures like disinfection, educating people what to do and how not to get sick, to wash hands, to stay away at least like 2 meters if you see coughing or sneezing people, to minimize visiting crowded places, not to use, if possible, public transportation, and so on. So I think all of you already know what to do. Actually, you just need to avoid the list of specific countries like Italy or China right now, and just to avoid panic, because fear kills people, not coronavirus, as people said now. It's just more contagious than some other types of flu and more risky, but for just specific age groups, like, for very small kids and for really elderly people. Especially, these people can get some complications if they had preconditional diseases, like some problems with heart, with high blood pressure, diabetes, or something like this. Another problem, Ukrainians who work abroad and now all of them want to come back to Ukraine. First of all, because it's scary for them, of course, and nobody knows when people will be able to come back home. And all of them want to get home, as you know, before Easter, because Easter is a great holiday here and everybody waiting for this. So that's also one of the reasons. From one side, people say we need to take our citizens back home, and from another side, all these people are potential spreaders of coronavirus, possible spreaders, okay? So, because of all the latest facts, Ukraine closes the border for all foreign citizens so far for 2 weeks, guys. At the same time, government says that all Ukrainian citizens will have a possibility to come back to Ukraine if they want, by not regular flights, but it's possible. That said, that only diplomats, people working at specific organizations like UNICEF or United Nations Organization representatives will be able to enter the country. All the rest people, without any specific and reasonable reason, okay, they cannot enter the country, or they need to get in contact, get in touch with Ministry of Foreign Affairs just for discussion if their reason to come into Ukraine is quite okay? So you understand what I mean. So all Ukrainians who's gonna come back from countries of the high risk, they will be held, of course, in medical isolation, as it must be normally, and simply staying on quarantine. So this prohibition will be valid from March 16th up to March 29th. After these 2 weeks, the government will meet again and they will decide to continue this limitation or not. It all will depend on how the coronavirus situation will develop. By the way, on the border between Slovenia and Italy, the bus with 100 Ukrainians who were coming to Ukraine, so back home, are stopped now and blocked there. So now they are trying to get the permission from Austria government, to let the bus cross their border, that people can come back home. So it's a little bit panic and quite a problem to get back. But Italy let the people out, but doesn't let people in so far. The Ministry of Health announced also today that probably one city in Ukraine will be on absolute quarantine, okay? Means nobody will be able to leave and to enter the city. Unfortunately, they still don't announce us the name of the city, but we are not sure still. As far as we know, we will update you. I guess in order not to make panic between people they prefer it to keep in secret so far because they are not sure. So the air traffic schedule also changed as well. So Ukrainian international airlines stop flights to Venice till April 12th, some flight to Israel, like Tel Aviv, but from Kyiv still it will be like 2 flights to Tel Aviv daily. So if somebody needs to get back, it's possible. Till May 22nd, flights to Izmir and Istanbul also cancelled. Turkey, you know, the situation there also is not so good. If I'm not mistaken, around 500 ill people. So you can still fly to London from Ukraine once a day, just one flight, and some internal flights will be reduced, of course, too. I mean, international air traffic, internal air traffic. So interesting fact that Kharkov region still denies to enter the quarantine, and the governor just said that he doesn't see the necessity of it, and he is sorry for moms who have to work and have no one to leave kids with. So, guys, that's the latest news, actually, what's going on here. And I can tell you, while I was preparing all these facts and numbers for you, I had to check the latest news practically like all the time because something new popped up. So what I would like to mention more, maybe just a few recommendations, which I guess a lot of you already know, but just in case. Now let's take a look at this short clip of Dr. Oz showing us the easiest way you can cut the risk of coronavirus infection by 50%.
The best studies we have would indicate you can cut the risk in half, which is a big difference, by washing your hands aggressively. Just that one tactic by itself. So I actually feel pretty good about that. And if you feel like you've got action steps so you can change your risk inside your body, you can change the world outside of it. You're giving yourself power.
So guys, the most important, as you understand and as all of you know, to wash your hands very thoroughly, not less than 20 seconds. Desirably every 15 minutes you disinfect them, especially if you are outside, if you're attending like public places, public transportation or shopping malls, whatever, you go to shopping or you have to go to your office. So, and every 15 minutes, it's very important that you have to make at least few gulps of hot water or some hot drinks just to wash off the virus from your throat, and you disinfect your hands if you're outside. And actually, you understand, you just need to avoid crowded people and touching people as well. By the way, one of my friends gave me a very good advice. By the way, it didn't come to my mind, but it's a very good idea. So if you go shopping, why not to use just gloves? You know, it's very cheap, it's easy to get, it's not the mask, okay? So you just touch the money, transportation and everything, and then you are out, you just throw it away and that's it. So that's not a problem. Also, guys, I want to remind you to get this one because you see it's the most popular product all over the world right now and it's a real deficit. So be sure you have enough storage of this product in your house. Okay, and by the way, we cannot find the masks in Ukraine now, or if you can, there's very high price, probably like 20 times more. So you can use something like this and you do like this just to protect. But you know, actually the mask doesn't protect you from ill people and from virus. So it protects another people if you are sick. So be sure about that, and no need to walk around in the mask unless you feel not good, you're sneezing, coughing, or whatever you have. Okay, guys, so the most important things now you know, and you just need to do some simple actions and you just need to be disciplined. But I think for European people that's not a problem. That can be a problem for Ukrainian people because anyway, and no matter we have quarantine here in Ukraine, in Kyiv, we have very big crowd meeting of the people who decide to come and to fight for something. So for Ukrainian people, there is no rules and no discipline. Okay, so I think you are other type of people. Also, guys, that's the latest and relevant information about coronavirus in Ukraine and the present situation here. That's not gonna be the end of the world anyway. So we will survive. all of us, okay? I hope. And you will have a chance to come to Ukraine to meet and desirably successfully marry her at the end of the day. This ban is just for 2 weeks so far, and I guess this period is just because the incubation period lasts, as you know, from 2 weeks up to 5. So the main task now is to reveal all sick people, if they are, okay, there or here, all over there, okay, so who keeps coming from Italy, maybe some other European countries, still trying to get back home. So after 2-3 weeks of quarantine, it will become a clearer picture about new cases, if we have them, and actually if there is a tendency, will be more understanding by that time. If the situation won't escalate, so all world get back to normal life. So please don't panic, don't be negative, don't exaggerate, don't overreact. Just stay at home as much as possible. Be careful, don't touch people and some other stuff outside. Drink hot drinks, and now I am ready to answer all your questions. I guess some of you have them, so I'm at your disposal. Okay, guys, I see we have a lot of comments. By the way, the weather is awful in Sumy right now. We have a snowstorm. Like, I wish I could show you. It was very funny because it was like plus 15, plus 20, even quite sunny and very, very nice and spring weather. But now it's gloomy, kind of storm and snow. Very strange. Okay, so hello everyone once again, and I am trying to find out if you have some questions regarding coronavirus situation or any other regarding Ukraine, beautiful Ukrainian women, their good and bad points, no matter, okay? Vauxhalls, you're very negative. The end is near and we are all... No, it's not like this. It's not like this. I gave you the numbers, guys. Be realistic. I gave you the numbers of just simple seasonal flu in Ukraine. There is much, much, much more. It's thousands of people. And by the way, in Ukraine, we have quarantine in February and the end of January. And it was, by the way, more than 2 weeks. It was 2 or 3 weeks. I don't remember exactly now, but all schools were closed and kids stayed at home because it wasn't closed like everything around, but schools were closed because it was too much of cases of seasonal flu and a very specific type of pneumonia. Our hospitals were full of sick people, and it was quite contagious also, and the main problem was with lungs. After 2 days, if you do X-ray, the lungs were damaged fully. So quite serious disease as well, and the numbers even more bigger and more dramatic than with this coronavirus now. So, but nobody talk about this. Yes, we read statistic, we know it goes like this, but nobody was planning to close the country or cities or borders. So you just need to think, maybe someone needs this panic and this situation. There can be a lot of different factors which we simple people are not aware of. So our role is just to wait. Okay, so don't make panic. Hello guys, hello, a lot of you. Vijay, Rodney, Yannick, Gary, Rodney. Keith, you tell that the virus is an uncommon call. The media is pumping up, the sky is falling, fear mongering. So I can tell you about very funny fact, small fact, but I notice in old exercise books of school, the exercise book of biology. So it was mentioned about coronavirus. So humanity knows this type of coronaviruses, but it wasn't just so spreaded, okay, and not so popular like it is now, actually. And One of my Danish friend, he sent me photo. He bought some disinfection fluid, especially for disinfecting hands. And the date of production of this disinfection was in August 2019. Listen attentively. Beginning of August 2019. On the etiquette, it was printed the list of diseases and types of viruses this disinfection stuff can protect from. And coronavirus was mentioned on that disinfection stuff. Can you imagine? So in August, beginning of August, when all of us even didn't expect something like this. No one case, nothing. So sometimes we need also to switch on logic and to think a little bit further, okay, not just like virus. Okay, what more questions we have? Oh, global bloodstock. Hello, hello, hello. My friend, where have you been all this time? I thought you got married with that woman. 3 cases at the moment, but planes full of potential cases landed and they were free to walk out of Borispil unchecked last night. No, they were checked. That's not true. I know what you are talking about. You are talking about that live video of a vlogger who came specially to Milan to check how it's going on the planes and what's the situation and actually how it goes and if they were checked. No, already we discussed that video. First of all, the guy was one of the deputies, one of the politicians from some party. And actually, yes, people were coughing, but people were checked. All of them were checked. 3 persons were hospitalized with the suspicion of coronavirus. By the way, those 3 people were from Egypt. But today we got results. People don't have any signs of coronavirus, so the test was negative, so they let them out. But all people were checked. All people were checked, and if you watch not the only video of this vlogger, you can see there are some people entering the airplane in the special costumes for checking fever and everything. So that's clear. Yes, but of course I'm not telling that nobody could be sick there on the plane, because even on incubation period, so maybe on that moment person was okay, but in 2 weeks something pops up, so we just need to wait. That's why these 2-3 weeks quarantine, so we're gonna see what's gonna happen. Okay. Gerduan, hello. I hope I correctly pronounced your name. It's French, I guess, right? Good day, and I think you first time attending our stream. Vauxhalls, you say Skype is the only thing that is left which is safe. Why you think so? Why you think Skype cannot be monitoring or checked? You mean in this way? Yes. Skype, Viber, also WhatsApp, actually. Okay. Rodney, you're just restating news. Nobody responds. What's the news? Rodney, yes, your messages on the screen. Yes, so it's too much messages. So I'm trying to find questions between your communications, guys. So sometimes I can miss questions. If you see I'm missing, that means I'm not ignoring. You can just put it once again. Text me once again, okay? Spain and Italy on full lockdown. State of emergency declared. Yes, that we mentioned. Everything is closed. Just shopping malls and they have like special lines. They don't let all the people in, just by small groups, like 5 or 10 people, not more, at the same time in the shop. In the drugstores, so people not entering also the building, come to the exit, pay and take the medicine and go back. And people make the distance 2 meters, 2 meters, 2 meters between each other. So that's correct. In Ukraine, I guess that's not possible because Ukrainian people don't like discipline. So it will be like crowd fighting for masks or whatever, or for toilet paper. So, yeah. In UK, 10 deaths already. Yeah, unfortunately. In Sumy, we had 2 suspicious cases. Maybe once I told you it was a student from China with her Turkish boyfriend. She got kind of flu and she was hospitalized. They agreed for that both, but tests were negative for both of them. And one more man, elder man, also like 63 years old, I guess. He also was isolated. And the test was negative as well. So thanks God, Sumy is clear now. So just 2 cases for now. 2 cases in Chernovtsi, western Ukraine. In Zhytomyr there was woman, but she died unfortunately yesterday. Yeah. Tracy, hello, nice to meet you. Kevin, thanks. I hope it's useful for you and you like it. Не поднимается. Sorry, guys, 1 second. Okay. Okay, guys, so any more questions about coronavirus? Because I don't know how it's in your countries. I think also there are some people who really makes panics and buy all these products and foods and all necessary everyday stuff. In Ukraine, we don't have still such in some places. Yes, some people from villages, they come to the cities and buy some products in advance, like for 2 weeks maybe, to have some reserve at home, because for them it's more difficult to get to city, and maybe, who knows, some internal traffic also will be limited, so people want to be sure. But so far nothing funny, like probably I guess all of you saw these funny photos with empty shelves in the shopping malls, in the supermarkets, no food and nothing. Yes, I think in some European countries the situation is really tragic now, because a lot of people died already and it's still escalated. So people, of course, needs to have some reserves. But some people prefer to stay, like people who works abroad, like in Poland, in Czech Republic, in Italy, because, you know, a lot of Ukrainians work there. So they prefer to stay there, not to bring the disease to Ukraine, to their relatives, because every wise person understands in 2-3 weeks something can appear. So people just decide to stay there because the medical care is on a higher level. First of all, that's also very important. And I can tell you, if you're disciplined and if you keep the rules of quarantine, so it's much less chances for you to get this virus. But if you travel, I think the most biggest fear is to get this virus while traveling, in the airport when it's crowded, and in the airplane when somebody next to you is sitting and coughing and sneezing, maybe doesn't have coronavirus, okay, but you will be, of course, like paranoid. So that's the problem. So guys, any questions, any remarks, any notice? Maybe you want to share about the situation just in your countries, because I know we have different nationalities here from absolutely different countries. So maybe you can tell what's going on really in your place, and we can compare or give some advice or whatever needs. Yes, USA bans travel here except for medical supplies and equipment for support. Unfortunately, yes, the biggest problem of Ukraine that we don't have enough of this. It's a problem even with masks. I don't know how it's in your countries right now, but I think quite you can buy it. And it's interesting for me. The price is still same like it was before, because for now it's like 20 times bigger, the price for mask. First of all, you cannot find it. Even yesterday, my Viber group from kindergarten, I mean parents, one of the mom of our child, she offered us to buy some disinfection fluids for kids and some masks. The prices were really like big, but she had few boxes. So just wondering from where people get it, how they knew it before, because now it's really impossible to get it. Even hospitals don't have enough quality. So, and of course, all moms start texting me, for me 10 disinfectors, for me 10 or 20 masks. But if you count, like, it's practically $1 per one mask. For Ukraine, it's very expensive. And in some big shopping centers, you can find the mask for the price which is 115 hryvnia, which is around $5, maybe $4.50, something like this. So for one mask, of course, it's of course very expensive. Guys, let me know. I don't see your comments, or there is no unable to connect to chat. Так я ничего не вижу, мне же надо что-нибудь. Да не может быть, чтобы никто ничего вообще не писал. Так, okay, guys, I see your questions now. Sorry. Oh. Oh. Too many questions. Yes, trust the government. Famous last words. Exactly. Trust yourself and trust Lord. That's it, I think. Israel and New Zealand have the right idea to make everyone go into 2 weeks self-isolation. The whole world should do this. Absolutely correct. But the problem is, like, I know, let's say in Denmark, I have friends in Denmark, and they told me all people are allowed to take this 2-3 weeks quarantine vacation, and they will be paid for this time. So people don't need to worry. They can stay at home with kids, and they don't need to worry. They won't have money to feed actually the family. In Ukraine, the situation is a little bit different. As you know, kindergartens are closed, but first of all, they told us we will have some emergency groups. So it will be like mixed group of kids of different ages from all kindergarten, maybe 20, maybe 30 kids, okay, but still. But the last moment they cancelled, and they told that these emergency groups also will be closed and won't be working. That actually is doing for our kids, but some people really don't understand them. From one side, I understand the people, because if the mom doesn't have anybody to stay with kids, it's a big problem. Let's say you have 3, 4, 5-year-old kid. You cannot leave it for the whole day alone. And at the same time, you cannot bring it to your office, right? So that's not a quarantine anymore, because you use public transportation, and the child will stay among other adult people who knows how they keep the rules and how often they wash hands. But anyway, that's a problem. So people, especially people who are not working legally, officially, so the bosses just don't give them this paid vacation just to survive this time. That's a problem of Ukraine. If in other countries government will provide it, and I know Trump is, if I'm not mistaken, he let the people don't pay taxes for this year, something like this, right? So it's a great benefit for people, at least some release. So In Ukraine, the situation is different, so that's why people, of course, are angry. Vauxhalls, I bought a box of 200 of those gloves. I'm well prepared. This one? Great. I have none. I have none. At least this, yes. This I can take and use. Yes, you can go shopping and then you can bring it home in a special separate package. You can wash it with a soap or disinfect them and use once again. Why not? We Ukrainians are very inventive and we can do a lot of things from nothing. So that's our advantage. Yeah, toilet paper is a deficit now. Stock markets are crashing by design, order out of chaos. Yes. Crazy weather in Sumy. Yeah. Teacup, how to ask a girl to get STD blood test before sex? That's a question. If you need it, then you just need to ask. There is no other way to make it in a more polite way. You just need, because Ukrainians never do it. When they start relations, they just use protection, and when the time flies, maybe after 2-3 months, maybe a few weeks, if they feel they can trust each other, so they just stop use protection. But believe me, you cannot find maybe even 10 people in Ukraine who will ask to do this test, his partner, before starting a sexual relationship. So if you need it, you can just explain that in your mentality that's correct, and everybody, or not everybody at least, but the majority of people do like this, and would you mind to do it for me, and I'm gonna do it for you, that we both are sure in each other and confident, and we can relax and not thinking about some bad things. So that's the only way. But I'm sure she won't like it. But if she's normal and wise woman, she will do, and nothing actually offensive in this question. Okay? Yannick, I saw some Facebook ads with toilet paper. The cost was more than $1,000 here in Denmark. Yeah, something strange going on with toilet paper. I never knew it will be such popular product. Yeah, the people at risk are old and sickly. Thin out the baby boomers. Spain is going through its peak right now. In one day, the infected has jumped to 5,700. Yeah, tremendously big numbers. Привет, James, привет. Yeah, the coronavirus will end soon enough. Yes, I think as they promise, it's gonna end by June, when the temperature is gonna raise. So because it doesn't live, it cannot survive when the temperature is 26, 27. But still some cases in Africa. So that's a little bit suspicious. Guys, anyway, what I want to mention, now the borders are closed, so no one can come. And it's not for a long time, that's just for 2 weeks. I think everybody can be patient for 2 weeks or even 1 month. That's not the end of the world. We can wait. And if your lady is waiting for you, she understands the situation and I understand your situation. So everybody can be patient in this situation. That's not the right time to fly, but it's gonna end soon. So, and then you will have all chances. It's up to you, of course. But anyway, if you want and if you are not afraid, you cannot fly to Ukraine or to Italy or to Germany right now. So it's like limitations. So we anyway needs to wait. And as I told you, our Australian client, his visa application was declined due to coronavirus so far till the beginning of April. So what's the sense now? What's the logic to make a show from this? I mean, we don't need to think to go or not to go. You just need to wait till the end of all this. You need to think about your health, communicate with your lady on everyday basis, support each other, discuss things, share news, how it's in your country, how it's here. Maybe she gives you some new information, explain you how it is in her city. That's it. That's also a good chance to check how patient your woman is, how understanding, what's her opinion, what's her idea about this pandemic and the general situation. So everybody can encourage you, of course, and that's your choice and your decision. But anyway, even if you want and even if you are not afraid, you cannot fly right now. So we're gonna wait a little bit more, okay? What is an appropriate time frame to meet a lady in Ukraine? What do you mean? I mean, how long you need to stay in Ukraine, or after what time of online communicating you have to go? If you can come first time for a couple of weeks, for 10 days at least, that would be nice. After 1 month, if you communicate on regular basis and if you feel sincerity and honesty from her and it's like normal, you don't have nothing suspicious, some red flags or something, you're welcome. Actually, it's just how you feel between each other. Some people can get married after 1 week of dating, some people needs 10 years, so that's like just up to you. So guys, okay, actually you got everything what I need to tell you. So you know the numbers, you know the latest and relevant facts, okay? No exaggeration, nothing like fairy tales or whatever. So everything is clear for you. Take care, okay? I want to remind you one more time. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel. Don't forget to give your likes. Subscribe button, you remember where it is, in the lower right of the screen, okay? As always, we're gonna meet you next Saturday, 10 a.m. Eastern Time. We're gonna describe 5 types of men Ukrainian women want to get married with desirably and successfully, okay? So I think also will be interesting for you. Also tomorrow, Sunday, 10 a.m. Eastern Time, our coach Anna is gonna represent you the new Match Guarantees product about fast-track relationship with your beautiful Ukrainian women until foreigners banned in Ukraine. So you will have a great chance to communicate with your lady on Skype, WhatsApp, telephone, Telegram, Viber, whatever you think appropriate way for communication for you. I wish everybody today not even love, not even success, but health. Health, and stay calm, stay cheerful. Remember, be positive, be happy. Everything will pass away soon, I'm sure. Yes, some consequences we will have, of course, for sure. I hope nobody of you will suffer. By the way, if you don't know, maybe, or I guess you know, the famous actor not Anthony Hopkins. He's sick also, and his wife in Australia. They both They both sick. I hope you know the story. Yes, I hope they will recover soon. So I wish everybody just strong health, staying positive. We're gonna meet with you every Saturday. Prepare your questions, prepare topics for discussion. Please let me know in the comments below the video, okay? Thanks for joining me today. That was very important. I think everybody is isolated with hot tea, drinking vitamin C with disinfectors, don't touch computer too much, okay? And we're gonna meet next Saturday. Bye-bye.